Yeah, I bet that was pretty brutal though, because the winds were already up yesterday, and then you're increasing that. We were at Wild Lights at the zoo. Woo! When that wind kicked up, I mean, it froze the tips with gloves on. I mean, I could barely feel my fingers, but
it's kids.
Yeah,
I feel like they
don't feel a thing.
They don't feel anything.
It's the adults. You know, you'd think that we wouldn't complain. I think we complain more than they do. But yeah, so the kids heading out today. We're enjoying some time outdoors, maybe doing some of that tailgating. Why not, right? We are looking at a cold forecast, but the good news is the winds aren't as strong as yesterday. Still a little breezy, but just not as strong. But the entire day, we're looking at these wind chills as a factor. So single digits this morning, teens for the afternoon. Lake effect does return tonight and tomorrow off of Lake Huron this time as a system passes to our south. It'll change that wind direction out of the northeast. Look at the temperatures yesterday. It was tough. We only made it to 20 for a high in Pontiac, 25 in Detroit, 22 was a high in Ann Arbor, well below that average in the low 30s. 33 is an average high, so some of us more than 10 degrees below that. 21 our average low, and we're at 13, so we're starting off so cold this morning. 10 below though. Don't worry about setting a record. That record was set back in 1999. We look at 13 degrees, but it feels like zero because we're factoring a southwest wind at 10 miles per hour. Feels like zero in Ann Arbor, 10 above the temperature. Feels like 2 degrees right now in Pontiac. 13 is your temperature there, and 7 the wind chill in Mount Clemens, but temperatures are holding in the mid-teens. We've had an opening in the overcast that allows those temperatures to drop. We'll go back and forth between some sun and clouds this morning. Clouds will generally increase throughout the day into tonight, but generally that west wind turning a little bit more northwesterly as we get into the afternoon, 5 to 10 mile per hour. Now that's a sustained wind. Now yesterday it was 10 to 20 sustained wind, and then we're seeing some of those gusts about 15 miles per hour, maybe upwards of 20. Winter weather advisory to our south. Winter storm warnings blanket much of the area from Illinois all the way over toward Virginia, even a blizzard warning back toward Missouri. So this is a system we've been watching for the past week as it stays, at least the heaviest stuff stays to our south. May just get clipped on the northern fringes of this, Lenawee and Monroe counties, but as we head into tonight, everything stays to the south. Here it comes to the north, maybe nearer south of Detroit, some light snow south of I-94, but notice what happens. So as it passes to our south, we're going to redirect those winds and we're going to get lake effect off of Lake Huron. So the thumb seeing that, a couple inches possible, and then less further inland you are. This will pass off to the east, and then we're left with the cold air behind it filling in and some lake effect snow developing from time to time as we get into the new week. As far as system snow, I think that's going to hold off until maybe Friday into the weekend. That'll be our next chance for a cold front. Temperatures today for most of us in the mid-20s, so not quite as brutal or harsh as yesterday, but it is going to be cold. So just remember, by the time that sun goes down, our temperatures will continue to drop down into the low 20s, wind chills in the teens, but at least it looks dry. The chance for some light snow tomorrow, whether it's to the south of Detroit or lake effect off of Lake Huron. Temperatures in the upper 20s on Tuesday. Wednesday, cold enough for some lake effect. And then there's that cold front later in the week, Friday, Saturday, but